Well, it wasn't like a knock joke.
What
like,
is it?
I was gonna do like South Park. You ever see Jimmy or Timmy? Timmy be like, hurry up, we gotta go quick.
Was that really worth it?
He's disabled. He just be like in the beginning, he used to be like fast, but now he like quick.
What? I'm trying to figure out what the correlation was for this.
Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your girl, Shirley Dorr.
And Barack Obama. It's your audio besties here, and this is Not That Podcast.
Not That Podcast. Every Tuesday, we're sharing personal stories and giving advice
on mental wellness, sexual pleasure, relationships, and pretty much whatever the hell we want.
Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your girl, Shirley Dorr.
And Barack Obama. And this is not the podcast you thought it was.
Not That Podcast. Because this is Not That Podcast, y'all. You should be getting it now. You should get it now.
Y'all get it? Y'all better get it.
So last episode, we had a transformational episode where we really dug deep into who we are and the things that we think we need to change.
Y'all got my teary eye. Y'all got my the glistening.
The glistening in your eyes. So the glistening in your
eyes.
Y'all ain't edit that in. I ain't put the video up yet.
Damn. We gotta put sad music when I start talking.
Okay. I'm gonna do that.
A little violin.
So speaking of that, what gems did you take home from the last episode?
What gems did I take home from the last episode? I think I don't know, girl. I feel like we had the gems.
You know what I learned is that you're like, I got it. You figured that shit out.
I think that I have a majority of my life figured out. I feel like, and I started young, and yeah, there were mishaps on the way, but that's only because of other people. Like, the things that I did the best that I could with the information that I had.
Right. And
there's anything that would have changed from that, I wouldn't be where I would. Like, I don't feel like I would be as far as I am. So that's why I'm like, I don't think there's anything I could change. There wasn't too much advice to give myself, because I was like, yo, I think I did perfect.
But I think that's why it's so important, because there are people who feel like they're complete failures. And it's good to see someone who's just like, no, I'm confident that the things that I may have not done well really made me who I am as a person today. And I think that I've done well because of the mistakes that I've made or the mishaps that were part of my life. And I think it's a different perspective, because a lot of people expect for someone to have something to tell their younger self.
Mm-hmm. Man, I don't know. I get that, because I do feel like we all have like our trials and tribulations. We all go through something. Like, everybody has a story, you know. So sometimes you think that your story is worse than somebody else's, but you don't even know their story. Everybody is going through something, and everybody is doing the best that they can with what they got.
Right. Yeah. So that's the gem that I got. I got the gem that, you know, it was interesting to be in a room with someone who learned a lesson and didn't really necessarily have anything to give their younger self, because you're using everything in the present. Mm-hmm. So that was like refreshing to see.
Well, I'm glad I could be an inspiration to Shirley Dorr.
Oh, here we go.
You know what I'm saying?
Here she go again.
Guys, Shirley want to be like me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, as you can see, we're back at the Labrousse-Paul Media Group Peerspace. We are comfortably on the couch, just chilling, because you know the vibes.
This place is nice.
It's nice.
It's nice.
So if you need a content space, you need a brand shoot, you need a product shoot, you need to record your podcast, definitely explore our show notes so that you can book this Peerspace. It's very Afrocentric and
it's affordable. I know it may not look affordable. Everything in here looks very expensive. The carpet. I didn't even want to put my shoes on the carpet. I'm telling you, like, the place is nice. But it's very affordable. Like for your photo shoots or whatever, I've seen places charge
Like
200,
200,
yeah, 200 plate.
Listen.
This place is nice, and they'll give you a lot of different plate. Like you have the living room, you have like there's a really nice the place that we recorded last week, and then we have like this nice little kitchen area. It's nice.
It's nice. So you'll get to see more of the space as we continue recording here, so you can get a better picture. But definitely explore the show notes so that you can book this Peerspace. It's located in Kissimmee. I guarantee you will love it. So last week I think there was like this reoccurring theme of relationships, and so I felt like it was great for us to do what we said we were going to do episode 1, which is have you open up about singlehood. So this one's going to be a seat with Shirley, the therapist, rather than Munchie, the wise therapeutic friend. So we were supposed to open up about your singlehood journey, and there's some shit you want to get off your chest.
It's ghetto out here. I only been single for like a month. It's been ghetto. It's been ghetto, and it hasn't even really been like a lot, but because I just got out of a relationship, I don't really want to be out here. I don't want to be out here. I'm not a person that entertains DMs. I'm not a person that is going on Hinge, Facebook dating, all of that other dating app stuff. I did a dating app thing for 2 weeks and I could not do it. So my only thing is to meet people outside, and I do go outside, but the way y'all approach me the way y'all approach me outside is ghetto.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's the way that I look, cause y'all be disrespecting people based on how they talk or how they look or whatever. And I just feel like maybe it's the way that I look. But then I know a lot of, like, I have a lot of friends who are like up there, like they're classy, or like they dress like old money, or they have expensive like stuff, or like they have a BBL, and y'all still come up to them fucking crazy. So it's really y'all. It's really just outside.
It's outside. And you know the thing is, I've noticed that a lot of the people who are currently dating or dating to be in a relationship, everyone is saying the same thing. And I'm like, if the men are saying there's piss in the dating pool, if the women saying there's piss in the dating pool, we're talking heterosexual, homosexuals, everyone, you're gay, you're straight, everyone's saying that there's piss in the dating pool. So at this point, if everybody thinks they're pissed, how the hell are you going to actually find a relationship if both of y'all feel like there's piss in the dating pool?
I don't know. And the thing that makes me really upset is I almost had it. I almost didn't have to be in the streets no more.
Right.
So that's really what be bothering me, because I was telling Shirley about this, that I went out maybe like a month after me and my ex broke up, and I went to go support a friend at like a little day party brunch or whatever, and I saw a friend of mine, and the friend of mine was like, oh hey, how are you and your boyfriend? I said, oh no, we broke up. And he's like, really? Didn't you guys move up here together? I was like, yeah, we did, but you know, it didn't work out. And then he said, damn, so I can lick that clit now. And so I know it's a joke, but the more I thought about it, the more angry I got. I don't know if you're gonna watch this. I know you know who you are, but it made me angry, because I'm like, where did I give off that energy?
Right.
People be coming up to Shirley just because she's a sex therapist, coming and basically making the assumption that she's promiscuous.
That I'm down to fuck.
I don't talk about sex like that on purpose, because I don't want y'all coming up to me trying to ask me all types of dumb shit like y'all do to other people.
I can only imagine how, one, uncomfortable I felt, but then also how disappointed you may have been, because you really didn't like old boy as a friend.
I almost made it out of the streets, guys. I almost made it out of the streets. And what really makes me upset is I was in the streets before, and I didn't have any hope, and that gave me hope, and the hope is what's making me upset.
Is that you had all the hope in them.
Yeah, I had no hope. Before, everybody was like shocked that I got in a relationship. I was like, man, fuck these niggas. Man, niggas ain't shit, da 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 da. And then I ended up getting in a relationship where I actually thought that I could make it. And it gave me hope. And now I have like hopes or whatever. Or like I have a little bit more, I just have like a little bit more faith.
Yeah, you have more faith.
And then for you to say what you said to me.
Yeah.
That shit was every time I bring it back up, like I'm angry. I don't know if y'all could see it, but I'm like really?
So what would make you feel not much anger?
I feel like, I don't know if he's really, I take all niggas are a fucking joke until you show me that you're not a fucking joke. Everybody. It's not like and like the niggas that I end up talking to or dating are actually like doing something. They're actually being consistent. They're actually attempting to take me out or whatever the case is. They're not just, oh, why you ain't never let me hit? Like, I don't take that. So if you were genuinely interested in me, well, can I take you out to eat? Can I take you on a date or something? You know what I mean? Licking my clit, absolutely not.
It's just very inappropriate that after you find out someone says that the relationship is over, the first thing you resort to is saying, okay, let me throw in some kind of sexual something. Because he also asked me that question maybe like 2 weeks after my relationship had ended, and he did not say that. Maybe he wasn't attracted to me, maybe he wasn't interested in me, but he was like, I'm sorry, you know, these things happen, you guys really seemed happy, you know, empathy. Maybe he was just in that vibe, maybe he had a lot of drinks in his system. I just feel like that's not something, I just feel like that's not something that you should say to somebody who just ended, like a relationship just ended. Highly inappropriate.
Even if it was a joke, the more I think about it, the more angry I am.
The jokes are serious.
I don't know. And maybe I'm just in my feelings and I'm feeling some type of way because I don't want to be out here in these streets. And this is what in my head, this is what the streets
This is a representation of the streets.
This is
niggas asking you to lick their clits.
Yeah.
Lick your clit.
That's my thing I've given out my number twice and none of these niggas have texted me back. But I know I'm gonna run into them and they're gonna be like, and that's why I want Cam to put me down.
So if I had to think about myself and my singlehood journey, it's going. I ain't looking. I ain't talking. Let's be fair. I like entertainment. I like being entertained. So I have people entertaining me, but nothing that I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to be in a relationship with you. I had one person. I don't know if I'm disappointed and I'm going to sit within it. I'm going to sit within myself and figure out if I feel any disappointment. But there was someone that I was like, oh, this man looks like he can be my next husband. But not that I wanted to marry him, but the potential that he had was like, oh, this could be husband material. And the last time I met somebody that was husband material was like 10 years ago. So you can only imagine, like, oh, you know, he potentially has marriage potential. He looks like someone that if I decided to court later on in life, I'd probably marry him. And I was just like, okay, let's see where this goes.
But the people that entertain you, like, do they, when they attempted to entertain you, did they say that they want to lick your clit?
I think that people find me intimidating, so they find other ways to say what they mean to say. Like, this guy just actually texted me today. The first time we went on a date to this like pool place, and he wasn't really keeping my interest. I was like, okay, I'm here for an hour, I'm gone. I left after an hour. So he just texted me today, and he's like, hey, do you want to come over next week so we can chill? I was like, what are we doing? And he said, oh, you know, you can come over, we can order food, and we can watch a movie. And I was just like, for a second date?
Why?
For a second date? That's I want to lick your clit undertones.
Well, I mean, at least you went on a date first, like an outside date first. I haven't been asked. I've been asked on one date. We haven't gone yet. We literally got in a fight before we got so we haven't gone out yet.
Oh, this is insane.
But
What?
yeah, so there's that.
Yeah.
And then I haven't been asked on. I've been asked for my number. I've been niggas liking stuff on social media. Like they can't talk to me in real life, and they try to slide into the little request thing. I'm not accepting the request. You saw me in person, and you a chump because you can't talk to me in real life. And
Right.
if you can't talk to me in real life, I'm not about to sit here and entertain DMs.
I honestly wouldn't know what dating would look like for me. Only because I have been doing it for so long. I've been in relationships back to back to back to back, and I'm happy that I decided to sit this season of relationships out. Like for me to actually be single going on 2 years is a major accomplishment, because I would start to get FOMO and I would already like be trying to find my next nigga.
See, I've been there. Like I was like, I don't even want to deal with niggas anymore. And the thing about my dating, it's like people always want to give you advice on dating, and the way that I date is the way most people will tell you to date. But then when I tell you I'm doing it this way, now you want to deviate and be like, oh, maybe it's the niggas you deal with. I don't think I date bad, but I do have standards and expectations where a lot of the bullshit gets cut out. So I don't often go on dates. I don't have a lot of niggas entertaining me, because like you have to be low-key obsessed with me. And you niggas are obsessed with everybody. You don't have enough time.
Or
to
you're
be
not obsessed at all.
Yeah.
That's the two extremes. Not obsessed at all, or obsessed with every single person.
And then we're entrepreneurs too. So we're busy. We can't always make it, and you have to be consistent.
Can't be sacrificing all of these things for people who don't feel like you're worth their time.
Exactly.
Like, what the heck? If I'm going to make time for you, I don't think you realize entrepreneurship is 12 hours a day, every day, Monday through Sunday.
And we had an episode on CO Uncut with Ralph, my personal trainer. Shout out to Ralph. And he said, as an entrepreneur, I don't have time, but I make time.
I'll make the time.
I can make the time because I set the time, but I don't have time.
Right.
And so you have to be consistent, because there's times where I just have deadlines. I just have so many things to do, or whatever the case is. And I mean, Shirley does content creation full time, and she's everywhere.
Everywhere.
I have a 9 to 5, and not a regular 9 to 5, not like I clock out at 5. They have a meeting at 5. I need to be there because this is a career.
Right.
Like I have a career 9 to 5.
Right.
So it's a lot.
Right.
And sometimes I'm tired. Sometimes, we need time to ourselves and stuff like that. So there's that. So you have to be consistent.
Right.
And I don't got time to go to your house.
We talk a lot about the negative side of singlehood. Do you feel like there's any joys that come with singlehood?
There used to be.
Used to be?
I feel like there used to be. But I haven't been single in the past year or whatever.
Yeah.
And before, like I said, I didn't have any hope. I wasn't paying, I didn't really care to get to know people. Like I'm a block you type of person. So I think, and then the guys that do are consistent and like me or whatever the case is, they end up being people that I'm dating, and then I end up this is just the person that I'm dating type of shit. So
Right.
I guess it depends on who I'm dating. I'm kinda dating a little bit, maybe.
She said kind of dating.
Kind of dating maybe a little bit, but I felt like that was kind of helping me. I was feeling a little bit better about it.
Okay.
But the two people I gave out my number to, I was like, yo, y'all were on me all night. The Haitian poppies was on me all fucking night. And they be asking me for my number all the time. Where y'all was at? So you have my number. You didn't make sure I got home safe.
Right. There's certain expectations that you have with men, and they're just not meeting.
Yeah, they're not meeting an expectation, but I feel like it must be working with someone because they keep doing it. I don't get it. And it's consistent. Like,
which one of y'all is making these niggas think that this is alright?
let me tell you something. It gotta be the women. It gotta be the women. There was one dude I was talking to, and he literally didn't talk to me for a couple days, and I'm just like, you've had girlfriends before. You could just like not text them. Like, they'll text you good morning, and you just don't text them for days at a time. And he was like, yeah, you know. And then when I come back, I tell them that I was going through something. That's a no call, no show. Are you crazy?
Not a no call, no show.
3 days.
Okay, my joys. The joys that I have had in singlehood is that I have really given myself all the attention. I know that like in the past I've given myself attention, but it's always contingent that I'm gonna get somebody soon. But there's no soon for me. I'm not thinking about who I'm gonna give it to soon. I'm not thinking about who's the next person. I'm not even entertaining people like sexually.
You're like how I was 2 years ago.
I'm legit just like chilling, and I'm one that like I'm not waking up and saying, let me go to a bar to find me a person. Let me scour the internet to find somebody. I'm not trying to get on dating apps. Or I don't know if that's possible for me. I don't have the capacity to sit on my phone. I can barely respond to my text messages. I can only imagine a dating app, but I'm not actively doing things to seek out relationships. So I feel like what I'm finding in that is that I'm finding a lot of love within myself. And then I'm also learning how to do things alone. Like in the past, you would not catch me going on a date alone. I do a lot of single dates now. You won't catch me flying up the country alone. I want to do that. You won't catch me going to cities alone. I'm hanging out with more of my female friends. I invited you to New York. Like, these are things that I would have never done because I was so attached to the idea that this is something that I need to do with a romantic partner. So I'm actually unhazed. There's no haziness on that. And I'm just everything, even like trying to build stuff. Sometimes I'll be like, Cameron, but Cameron, can you come? But like doing things in my home, I'm more dependent on myself rather than thinking of someone to be dependent on.
Yeah, and that's what I need to get back to. That's what I need to get back to, I think, and maybe I shouldn't date nobody for a while. But then again, it's not like I'm getting date offers left and right. Niggas is trying to lick the clit. You heard that? Like, niggas is not entertaining me the way I want to be entertained. I want you to buy me stuff.
Right.
Send me money.
So we would say that's a challenge with singlehood, is finding someone who is suitable in dating in general, not even like relationships, but finding someone who's willing to date you as if they're ready for courtship. Honestly, finding someone who wants to court. Seems like all these niggas just want
To lick clits.
They want.
We about to call this episode Lick Clip. And I'm about to send this to him because I'm just like.
I feel like most of you guys, and I was talking about this with my best friend, I had this moment where I actually got to just think about life and sit within myself. And one of the things that came up for me, and it was for her too, but it was more like, you know, I like my friendships, but when I have a male friendship where it's free of like thinking, jealousy, attachment, all of these things, and we can still be around each other and hang out 24/7, maybe have sex, I'm perfectly fine with that. And what I noticed though is that guys are looking for that, and they're not looking for a girlfriend, they're looking for the no commitment part. They're just like, I want to find someone that I can always do these things with and then call it quits.
But they're not even nice. Like, if you want to have a guy friend because I have guy friends, I don't like hang out with them 24/7 or anything like that or whatever. But the friends that I have that are guys, I can hang out with them often or whatever, but they're genuinely nice people. Genuinely, they'll take me out to eat or like we'll hang out and all that stuff or whatever. But there's not a lot of nice guys in it. There's some guys who think that they're nice, but they're not.
Yeah.
Because there's also guys who like,
and they're also not genuine.
Yeah, and they're like, I'm not your boyfriend. Why would I? Like, once you start doing all of that nonsense, you will never be my boyfriend. ever.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even giving you a piece of pussy.
So I wonder if that would change if you set that boundary from the jump. Because that's what I do. If I'm ever communicating with someone, I I like that I do this because it runs off people who don't have the best intentions, and it runs off people who are not genuine.
I just ignore them. Like I said, all you niggas is a joke. All you niggas is a joke until you prove me that you're not a joke.
Big facts. Because you guys love playing. Y'all love playing. So since you're in that space, right? Niggas ain't you think they're a joke. They're playing games. They just want to look clicks. Where are you now on marriage? What are your thoughts about marriage?
I'm upset because when I was in the space that you are right now, I've been like, hey, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, oh well, or whatever. You know, Oprah and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think because of my last relationship, I got a little bit more hopeful, got a little more faith. But then niggas say shit that make me like, I'm back outside with these niggas. I'm not having nothing with these niggas.
No, you're not getting
you know. Like I have a friend who is like, you know what, I'll just settle, and I still don't want to settle. I got close. I got really close. So I feel like it's gonna be hard, but I feel like I have a little bit more faith, and the faith keeps dying every time I talk to niggas. Every time niggas open their mouth, it dies in me.
So I still believe my husband is out there. I still think that person is there. I'm just not looking for him. I know they're somewhere. I know that
I don't think they come when you're looking for them.
I can't stand when people say that because you guys don't know the anxiety that, or I can only speak for myself. You don't know the anxiety that I feel when someone says to me, you know, usually it come when you're not looking. I have a really big intuition, but I'm not good at determining if it's the right time for something. I have no clue when it's the right time. So my husband could come in front of my face, and I will literally ignore him because I'm like, oh, they said it'll come when you least expect it. This is too expected.
For what?
This is too expected. Like, I expected this. Or is this expected? Is this should I be taking this serious?
Well, then that means you're looking for it.
What?
That means you're looking for it. If you're like, oh, you trying to be my husband? Oh, yeah, like it's a trick. You're looking for it. Because like I was in a space where I wasn't looking for a relationship, and then I just ended up in one. And I was like, that's crazy.
Right, okay. You know what? I think I told this to Shaina. Shout out to Shaina. I don't know what the heck not looking for something looks like because I'm just so sure about everything in my life. Like, I just know everything. And me not knowing anything about a relationship and just letting it come and trying not to be like, what if this is, that's hard for me. It's so hard. And I'm trying to do that right now where I'm like, I just go with the flow and I'm not trying to push things into a specific corner. And it's not that. So yeah.
I don't know. I was just living my best life, and I was just doing what I wanted to do, and like just being happy. Just
Yeah, you were happy.
Dates and yeah, you meet new people, and you just be like, hey, you know, you kind of click. You may or may not, because like I wasn't planning on dating him. I knew him for a couple months, but at that point, I was like, who's this fucking weirdo in a bonnet?
Okay, so there's always like I always tell people that I feel like there's too much stuff going on with relationships nowadays. Y'all want to go through a talking stage, a dating stage, relationship, then engagement, then marriage. We talked about that, right? And I feel like whoever I'm gonna meet, kind of like my ex did. My ex really met me. 2 days later, asked me to be his girlfriend. I declined and waited, and 4 weeks later, he asked me again, and I said yes. I don't want to do the talking stage, the dating stage. It's not that you know you want to be with me or not.
Girl, That's what happened to me. Like, so we were not, like, we were just friends.
Mm-hmm.
And then one night it just ended up being romantic. Like, we weren't like, we didn't fuck or whatever. Like, he was trying to leave or whatever, and I was like, oh, don't leave. And then so we ended up like cuddling. After like 3 days, he was like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm already ready to make you my girlfriend, but you know, I want to take you out somewhere nice or whatever to ask you out. Here I am talking to this one dude, and I've known him for years, talking about something. I want to take it slow. Take it slow.
Slow.
I know your last name.
Figure it out.
I know where you graduated
Figure
from.
it out.
I know your family.
Figure it out.
Like, you've met my siblings.
Figure it out.
We've
Figure it
been
out.
here already.
We figure it out.
One a day slow, and I'm just like, you know what?
Take it slow in a relationship. We do that.
I was like, take it slow. What does that mean?
I'm totally okay with being with you for a while. I just don't want to be dating you and talking to you on the phone for a while. Like, I'm not gonna sit here talking on the phone with you for 8 months.
Don't make no sense.
Like, I don't want to be doing. So to go back to the main point, because of that, I feel like there are specific spaces in life that people get to, and I think if we think about how people go from marriage and they typically get married with the intentions of building wealth, making more money as a unit, or having kids, where are you now with kids? Like, do we want to have them? Are we scrapping them? Are we
A couple years ago, remember I was talking to an engineer and I told him to marry me tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
He want to talk about we need to talk about this, we need to figure this out. And I'm just like, I don't get it. I'm an accountant, you an engineer. Money is great. You're Haitian, I'm Haitian. Cultural, check. Mm-hmm. I have my degree, I have my own place, you have your degree, you have your own place, you have your own car, I have my own car. We got our shit together. Why we can't figure it out on the way to the courthouse?
Right.
Why we can't figure it out on the way to the courthouse?
So are you like, yes to kids, or are you like, nah?
So the kids situation, it depends on the actual guy. Like, if he has his shit together to the point where I don't gotta work, because I don't really want to work.
We want a life of leisure.
Yeah, I don't want to, I want to be a housewife. So if he got his shit together, then kids for sure. But if I end up with somebody who doesn't have their shit together, I don't know if kids would be in the picture.
Last episode we talked about non-negotiables. One of my non-negotiables is you making me work. Again, I just want to run the family's hedge fund, the nonprofit, and the potential e-commerce brand, because, you know, I want to be a Rihanna shit. Yeah, I just want to do that, but I want a life of leisure. I'd like to sit back, relax. I've had it before. That's probably why I want it. I want a life of leisure. I don't want to think about paying the bills. I don't want to know if it's paid or if it's not, because when you date a broke nigga, you have no choice but to think that. I don't want to do that. Not my thing.
Auto pay.
Auto pay. So with a life of leisure comes starting a family.
Oh.
With a life of leisure comes auto pay. Yes. So I would love to have a family, married, and if it doesn't happen, you know, it is what it is. I was listening to the Jill Scott podcast, and they were talking about how they want to break the generational curse of singlehood, because one of her co-hosts, she said that everyone in her family is single. Her mom's single, her grandma's single, her aunt's single, and she's like, man, you know, I'm in my late 30s, about to go into my early 40s, and I don't want to continue that trajectory of singlehood in my family. I would like to be partnered.
But it's ghetto. The men want to be courted. There was a girl on TikTok talking about she went on a date with a guy, and the guy's like, okay, the next date is on you. You gotta pick me up. You gotta pay for it. You gotta find a date. I'm just like, why y'all just don't date men?
We say this all the time.
But then again, the men don't do it anymore.
Right.
So to be honest, who you finna date? Like, nobody finna date nobody. Nobody finna date nobody.
Why singleness is on the rise and marriages are on the low. You know, this economy also doesn't really support dating. It supports marriage. Definitely supports that.
It's ghetto. It's ghetto. I have my shit together, and I just want somebody else to have their shit together. and then we can figure it out at the courthouse. These niggas who've known me for almost 10 years now talking about some, let's date and take our time and all this. I'm just like, I don't want to take my time. Woo! That scared the crap out of me. What?
I don't want to take my time.
We can take our time to the courthouse.
So I did some research before we decided to do this topic, and I felt like it wouldn't be the therapist in me. And listen, y'all, if there's anything I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use this $40,000 degree that I fucking got, and it's gonna be used on this podcast. If it's not gonna be used in psychotherapy or on the other mediums, we're gonna use it here. So there are 7 mistakes that single women make, and I felt like it would be great to talk about these 7 mistakes. So the first one is equating money for love.
I don't think we're equating money for love. I say if we're not gonna have love, at least give me some money.
Right. It's not saying that they are interchangeable, that they're one and the same.
Yeah.
We know love is one thing and we know money is the other. But if you are going to give me
you're not going to give me love,
if you're not going to be love,
give me some
give
money.
me some money, preferably both.
Just like you guys don't want love, y'all want sex. So I don't want love, give me money.
Right. Preferably give me both. But if you're like, I was talking to Cameron about how if I ever got in a relationship with a broke nigga,
Again.
most assured,
Again.
my second boyfriend is going to be a rich man that only wants me for companionship. Okay? Love and money.
We were talking about, because me and Shirley both was dating broke niggas, and we're like, these broke niggas all of a sudden get some type of, what's the word? Like, all of a sudden they have guilt and shame. They're like, I'm holding you back. And I'm just like, when were you holding me up?
When did you think that you were preventing me from doing a thing?
Yeah, why after a year of you holding me back,
That's what you did.
this is when you start having these feelings of holding us back. You've been holding us back from day one.
Yeah, you knew that.
And we were all right with it.
Yeah.
Now we're not all right with it because you're not fitting in where you're supposed to fit in.
You're not doing anything. You're not being progressive.
You're not making my money worth it.
You're right. You're not even trying.
You're not trying no
You're
more.
just like a rich kid who knows their father is gonna give them the money to cover rent. And in this example, I'm the father.
Yeah, but now they're feeling guilty.
You're feeling guilty. Yeah.
You broke niggas was crazy. Like we knew you was broke. Like just continue to do the things that you were doing, your broke ass was doing to get us to talk to you in the first place.
So I don't know.
Just continue to be consistent.
I don't know about all you other single women who are creating money with love, but it's 2 separate things or both. That's where we are now.
Mm-hmm.
So the next one is thinking that one thing that women love to do is think that they can change a man, especially single women. I learned that.
If you are almost 30 or 30 plus, there's no more potential. There's no more potential. He should have potential already.
Potential.
He should have potential. He should have potential.
He should
be on the way to show. He should have potential.
It's either he got it or he don't. But I'm going to give you guys some extended grace. You think you're still 21, where there's a lot of room for error. You give as much room for error because you're young, you're trying to figure it out. Okay, but then you reach a point in your life where figuring it out is too much money. It's too costly to figure it out.
You should have figured it out. You should be in the executing the plan stage.
Execution.
If you're in your late 20s, early 30s, that you should be mid-plan.
Planning. Even if you're like, this plan is a 10-year plan, it is better to have a person with a plan that at least long term than to be with someone who doesn't have a plan or who's just like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that.
It's
all over the place.
Nonsense.
That's potential.
I shouldn't hear potential. Potential should not be a reason you like anybody at this point.
No, you can't make them change.
How long you gonna wait?
You cannot change. You can plant seeds.
Y'all too patient.
You can. Okay, I'll say the one thing about change. You can recommend things, and the person is going to make the best decision for themselves. From a therapist perspective, we don't tell our clients they need to change. We ask them, are they ready to change? So you cannot change someone if they're not prepared to change. So you get into these potentials, and the person's like, I don't have the potential. But you're like, oh, he has potential. Get it together.
Yeah, he don't want to. He don't got the potential.
Get it.
He should have potential already.
So the next mistake that single women make is thinking that age makes you ready. Oh my God. No. Maturity does not come with age. I know they say that. It's really just life experiences that adds to your level of understanding. But your emotional state, your mental state does not become mature as you age. Men will have the emotional intelligence of a 5-year-old in their 20s. Stop thinking that it's going to change the older they get.
I used to be intimidated by older men, and then once I started talking to them and I realized, oh, y'all don't know shit. Like, y'all just want to say stuff. I'm about to, who really be like acting like they be knowing shit? Any nigga with a real estate license.
I love when y'all start your little real estate podcast when y'all ain't make not one sale last month.
Oh my God. Real estate niggas?
Put a vegan and the real estate man in the room together.
You think that they saying some shit and they don't be saying shit. You would think that like they went to school 4 years when a real estate license you only need a couple hours. Like it's literally a certificate. Relax.
You need to think about generational wealth.
Generational wealth. Flip it. You don't need a down payment.
Down payment assistance.
Come on, bro.
Get a loan. 50 times more than you make.
Wait, no. Instead of a double cheeseburger, get a McDouble. With that 20 cents, you take that, you buy an LLC.
Yo, no. Real estate people, I just need y'all to listen to us. What's up with y'all? You learn how to sell a house, and all of a sudden you big top dust dog.
If they haven't sold the house yet.
And y'all haven't sold their house in like 3 months.
They haven't sold the house yet.
Talking about, let's go tour this house. Where did you sell it?
Oh.
What happened to that house I saw you tour 4 days ago?
Get a multi-family home. Where they got multi-family homes in Florida? They make it seem like they're just multi-family homes all over the place.
Talking about you need to stop renting. Let's buy now. I can only rent.
And you don't even have a house.
Why do you guys keep telling us to buy homes when you are still renting? Huh?
Yeah, I don't
know. Huh?
What's the next one? Because I'll go in on real estate niggas all day.
Huh?
Don't get me started on tax preparers. Go ahead.
Age does not make you ready. Just want y'all to know that. So thinking that you need to be in a relationship to be happy. I get why a lot of people think this.
I have a homegirl like that.
Yeah. I know that we were sold a dream that like the key to happiness is living life with joy partnered with another person, and if you don't, you're a lonely hag.
I think
it's not true.
It's a thing that's been instilled in us. Like it's like go to school, get your degree, find a husband, get married. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a school here. There's a school in the United States. I don't remember what state it is, but like all the people who graduated, they had a high amount of women graduating, and maybe like 75% of them had rings, and they like just got engaged. So it's like they got their degree and they got engaged, and that's what the town is known for. That they'll have these like they'll have these high degree women who are gonna get married, and that's it for them. That's the goal. Get your education, then get married.
I guess that's the goal, but that doesn't always make you happy. Look how people they were doing the matching pajamas on Christmas, and they were crying on Valentine's Day.
Yeah. See, now listen. If that's your cup of tea, that's your cup of tea. But you should be able to find joy in other things in life. Because if there's anything another person will do is disappoint you. And the moment you feel that disappointment, guess what goes out the door? Your happiness. You should not be putting your happiness on another person. Because people do whatever the heck they want to do.
And Tyler Perry show y'all all the time that just because y'all married, it don't mean y'all happy. And you need to you need to leave your husband for the next random nigga that you see, and you gonna be happy with the next nigga.
Just God did it. Remember that? Yeah.
She drove up the hill.
She drove. Stop thinking that you need a relationship to be happy. Relationships are an addition to your happiness. You need to find happiness within yourself.
Get a guy best friend. Get a guy best friend.
Guy best friends.
And then a fuck buddy. Huh?
Yeah, guy best friends rock.
Yeah, a guy best friend and a fuck buddy.
Yeah.
That's the same thing.
I'm not gonna recommend that.
It's the same
Because it's
thing.
still attaching it to some form of a romantic relationship.
Not really.
Find joy in everything else in your life, okay? Think about the things that you can control. Your beauty routine, spending time with your friends, your family,
Your boy best friend and then your fuck buddy.
Listen. One thing you need to know, we're a little toxic over here, and it's okay. It's okay. We need both.
I don't think it's toxic. I feel like
You say that every single thing.
I don't think things be toxic. I think y'all just use the word toxic when y'all don't like something.
Wow.
Toxic just means y'all don't like it. People be like, damn, you eat Twizzlers, that's toxic.
Wow. Just because I don't like Twizzlers. Just because you actually, our productionist, our video productionist, I don't know, did you call me toxic for eating Twizzlers? Because it was nasty, talking about it tastes like medicine. I like me some Twizzlers. And also,
I don't think I called you toxic
People
for
be
that.
like
I just said you.
People just be
I
like, you
forgot what I
toxic
called
for
you, but
everything.
it was. I looked at you differently because you like Twizzlers. Yeah.
differently.
I definitely had to look at you differently because you like Twizzlers. That's
wow,
Twizzlers.
it's strawberry.
Licorice?
Licorice.
That's horrible.
That's toxic.
So the next one that you amazing single women like to do is always having to go for alpha men.
I can't even tell what an alpha man anymore because all the beta men are saying that they alpha men. So it's like, who's really the alpha man?
So I'm going to look up what an alpha man, a dominant male animal in a particular group. What's the difference between alpha and beta? Let's look that up.
I don't even know. I feel like they all just like to say that they're alpha because there's just a negative connotation
Alpha
to beta.
males are guys with great confidence who are leaders, and beta males have low self-esteem and they're followers. Of course, beta males are gonna say they're alpha males because they don't want to put it out there that they may be submissive, and I'm gonna say submissive because I don't think it means low self-esteem.
A lot of you niggas, look at me in the eyes. A lot of you niggas are not very good leaders. Y'all gonna lead us right off a fucking cliff. And that's why women have to be, like, we have to have strength.
How about this? Why don't we just find people who will be the other half of us that will allow for us to be great? So if you're a good leader and she's a good leader, that's a good relationship for you. I know that you guys like, you like your women docile, but sometimes leadership in women, a woman's leadership has led to great things for many companies, many businesses. Why don't we just see a woman who's a leader as a benefit, as a plus to the relationship?
All right. So the last two is we think he needs to share every interest, and then rushing to find a boyfriend for the sake of being in a relationship. So let's start with he needs to share every interest.
That's why you should have your own friends.
Yeah.
But then I found out that there's just some guys who just don't like their girls having friends.
Yeah. Michelle talks about this. She talks about how Obama used to get upset that she would tell her friends things, and then eventually she got to the point where she was just like, no, I'm going to tell my friends whatever, because who else am I going to complain about Barack other than my friends? I can't go to Barack.
I used to complain to my dad, but then my dad kind of like, so now I complain to Shirley and Reggie.
Yeah, I don't think you need to have every interest that I have. Like, I feel like you should at least have some form of interest.
Mm-hmm.
But I have like a variety of interests, and like that's a lot of pressure.
I mean, I'm down to. I would like for you to be open to like sometimes indulging in my interests, and sometimes I'll indulge in your interests. But I mean, we don't have to share them. Like, I don't gotta go to every basketball game with you because like you're obsessed with basketball or something. But
Big facts.
once in a while, I'll go to a basketball game with you or watch the game with you or something like that.
Yeah, do things that you like. I can do things that you like, and I can put aside whether I like it or not. I can do a little something because you like it. But I don't necessarily have to share the interest and do it with you 24/7. While it would be great, I don't think that that's a deal breaker.
Yeah, I don't think it's a deal breaker. Women settle all the time. These niggas don't like nothing that you do. These niggas don't like nothing that you do. So I don't think that's correct. I don't think these single. I think these single women are the complete opposite. These niggas don't like nothing about you, nothing that you do. They don't like nothing that comes out of your mouth.
Right.
And you're like, you know what? But he's here. Y'all just take him being here. So you guys are definitely guilty of the last one.
Right. Yeah.
But I don't know about the interest one. Because these niggas don't like you or nothing you do.
Right. Yeah, the rushing to find a boyfriend for the sake of being in a relationship, that goes back to the thinking you need to be in a relationship to be happy. Whatever it takes for you to feel a sense of happiness, you're obviously going to find, you're gonna look for a man so that you can have a man. And again, like, we are conditioned to believe that the best way for us to live life is with another person. While it is true that as you navigate late adulthood, it's gonna always be with a person you love, we don't need to make it seem like we need someone for the sake of being with them. And that's why y'all get in these unhappy ass relationships.
I think it's, y'all need to make the decision is not between a good man or a bad man. The decision should be a good man or yourself. You need to be happy with yourself enough to be like, hey, I don't want to deal with this nigga. This nigga ain't no good. But don't be like, oh, well, I need to have a nigga. At least he's here. Like, yeah, we're arguing, but, you know, he has nowhere else to go type of nonsense.
Yeah.
Like, pick a good nigga, and if he's not good, then just be by yourself.
Yeah. Sit within yourself. I know singlehood seems scary, but if you listen to the entire episode, you'll see that there are some joys. There are some things that are obviously horrible. But as you navigate your singlehood journey, that need to feel like you have to be happy with someone else starts to dissipate, and you start to find joy within yourself. At least for me. And I know that once people develop that concept or that idea, you'll feel less pressure by society, and you'll start living in society based on what you want and what you need.
Don't let social media fool you.
Big facts. Big facts.
Everybody's going, like I said, everybody's going through stuff. You've posted happy motivational posts when you were upset, angry, unhappy, or whatever. Other people are doing the same thing.
Right. So I wanted us to dive into the DMs with our questions and confessions. We have a juicy confession. Ooh. I opened up a confession booth on What Cheryl Says, and y'all went in. So we're only going to do one this episode because the other ones are a little raunchy. We'll leave that for a Patreon episode. But questions and confessions for today is, I slept with a guy a month ago and a couple times before.
Boo.
My good friend is dating him right now. She doesn't know, but I feel like I should tell her.
What a good friend.
It's so awkward when we are all together. What should I do? Should I tell her or just let it stay in the past?
I love that you had that guilt.
I love that you felt like you needed to say something, because it does show that you care about the friendship, and you're also trying to figure out, if I say it, will it make the friendship end? Like, you're really like playing the lane. You're laying the playing field and trying to figure out what's good and what's not. So for me,
Tell her.
tell her, because if you have to keep going back and forth, you might as well just say it.
Yeah, you tell her before he tell her. You're her best friend.
Right.
And eventually he gonna tell her, because these niggas can't keep their mouth shut or shit.
Yo.
They love the gossip. Y'all be talking about women. Niggas, Gossip, gossip, gossip.
Talk.
They want to
Tell
be
them.
courted. They gossiping. They care too much about their hair. They're emotional. They're dramatic, theatrical. It's crazy out here.
I would tell her because friends typically last longer than relationships. And if that man decided to do anything, God forbid, at the end of the day, you're gonna be there. So it's best that you let her know, hey, this happened before y'all met. I just wanted to let you know. I've had to do that. My friend had an interest in this guy, and I never told her that I did anything with him before. But then once she got interested, I was like, all right, let me let her know, because if it ever were to come up, I don't want it to come up.
Men are messy, so you don't know if like they get in a fight, an argument, and you be like, oh, you think that's your best friend? I fought your best friend.
Like, nah, we're not gonna let that happen. So I was like, listen, yeah, I had sex with him a couple times during my little hoe phase. It was nothing serious. We stopped talking to each other, or we didn't even talk. We were just having sex, and yeah, that's it.
Tell her.
And if the friendship ends because you told her, well, guess what? You just let go of a shady.
But I'm glad that you had that guilt, because some other people don't have that guilt.
Oh Lord, we're not gonna get into this, girl. But yeah, tell her congrats for being a woman of virtue and value. I think it's important that you tell her, and the fact that you thought about it and went somewhere to ask for the advice means that you really care about her, and it shows. So thank you guys for tuning in to episode 4. This is 5?
4, I think.
This is 4. I'm jumping the gun. I'm ready to
Four,
be
four,
at episode
four.
12. Thank you for tuning into episode 4. We have been here for 4 weeks. We've been giving you podcasts.
Yeah, we ain't get canceled yet, gang.
We ain't canceled yet.
We also didn't get any text messages yet. We have a phone number. If you guys want to leave a message, if you guys message us on our page, you can leave a questions and confessions. So make sure to do that. Comment on the YouTube. I've seen a couple comments, and I'm gonna chat with y'all on there.
Keep it coming.
Keep interacting with us, and make sure that you follow us on all social medias. And we appreciate all the love that we've been getting.
You guys really like this show.
Y'all like us. Y'all gay.
We're super appreciative that you guys love the show. Listen, this was a huge change, a huge rebrand, and we love that you love that. We love that for us, but we love that for y'all. We love that for y'all. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. New episodes of This Is Not That Pod drops every Tuesday, so keep up with us by pressing that follow button.
We want to hear how much you're feeling us. So if you love the show, leave us a review. Be sure to read our show notes and tap or click around to support our sponsors.